Welcome to Wrestling Junkie, and today we have another tier list video, and today's tier list is championship designs. So now we have belts from WWE, ECW, NXT, and some WCW belts. Now, we don't have every single belt, but we have the majority of ones that have been around for a long time. We have a few like one-offs that have only been there for like a year or so, but this should be most of the belts. If you missed a few of them, we're sorry, but that's about it. Obviously, you see our tiers at the top. We have best of the best, great, good, mid, ugly, and fire the designer. But yeah, it should be fun. Now, we're just basing it on the design. It's not like the lineage or like the history of the belt. It's just purely based on the design. So, yeah.
Yeah, and to start it off, we have the Universal.
We got the Undisputed, the current one that just came out for Roman. For me, this one, when it first got showed off, I didn't necessarily like it. However, it kind of grew on me because it kind of fits Roman a little bit. The all gold. For me, I'd go good. I don't think it's mid. I think it's a pretty solid belt, but not like that top of the top level.
Yeah, I'd go good as well. It's definitely a lot better than the red and blue SmackDown Raw belt. So, yeah.
Which we have up next, we have the SmackDown Universal title. For me, I'd go mid. It's just a lazy design. It's kind of just boring in my opinion. So
yeah, I put both the Raw and SmackDown in mid.
Yeah, I agree. And then with that as well, what about the older WWE belt before they had the brand split one? Because this one's just the same thing with a black strap. I kind of like it.
Yeah, I like the black better.
It kind of feels like more of a wrestling belt, even though it is the big logo is just right there screaming at you. So I think I'd go mid still though. I think it's definitely better, but like not. I don't think it's better, like that much better than to go to the next tier. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Next up, we have the WWE Championship from 2013. This one didn't really last long at all. For me, I kind of like it more than this one, but again, I don't know if it's the same tier as the Undisputed belt.
Yeah, the Undisputed might have to go up one, honestly. It might have to. Yeah, I think it would make sense for it to go up one, even the tiers out a little bit for us.
And put this one in good. So for this one, next up we have one of my favorites, the WWE Spinner Belt. Now this one, like I said, one of my favorites. This is probably the one I associate most, like when I think of a WWE Championship, I think of this one the most. Mainly just John Cena and stuff like that. For me, I'd probably go best of the best. This is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are split on this one. It's either like you really love it or you really hate it. Yeah, I'd agree with best of the best. And there's also like a lot of it's like memories to go along with that belt as well. Like when Edge took it, then he turned it to
Rated R.
Yeah, so.
Next up, we have the Undisputed Championship. Obviously, this one came out around 2002. I associate this with Brock Lesnar. I think most people kind of do. For me, it reminds me of an old school like wrestling belt, and I kind of like that. For me, I'd put that in either good or great, but I'm leaning more towards great.
Yeah, I think I would say great. Yeah.
Next up, we have Daniel Bryan's eco-friendly belt. For me, I get the concept of it because this is one Daniel Bryan. I was like, it's like how it's called, the eco-friendly belt. But I'm kind of want to go towards ugly because I kind of like it, but it's not the absolute worst.
Yeah, I would say ugly as well. I somewhat like the wooden background on the main front plate, but at the same time, it's like the canvas strap, the blue underline under the WWE logo. I don't know, just something about it just doesn't sit right.
Yeah. Next up, we have the Winged Eagle. Now, I think this one is kind of obvious, whereas this one's going best of the best.
Yeah, honestly, I like the other one better. I'd probably put that one in great and put the other one in best of the best, in my opinion at least. But I do like the other one better. I like the blue accents of it. I like that it's rounded. But yeah.
Next up, we have the current World Heavyweight Champion. Now, this one I do like. I think it carries enough of the old school WCW World Heavyweight Champion, which we have later on. But it's also different enough so we can differentiate them. It's like it's a new belt. but it still has that old school like feel to it. For me, I put it towards good.
Yeah, I'd put it in good as well. It's a new belt with a new history, but the same belt essentially. Yeah, shout out to Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Next up, we have the current IC title. For me, at first I didn't like this one. When I kind of got back to the wrestling, this is like all the belts kind of changed, and I seen this, I was like, man, that's ugly. Like I really missed the old one. However, it kind of grew on me, especially with Gunther kind of making it more meaningful and kind of just it fits him very well. And I know we're not taking that into account too much, but for me, I'm looking at good or great, to be honest.
Yeah, I think good. I think the classic Intercontinental is always gonna be a favorite for me over honestly any of them, because it's it's just a good design, a simple design, and it also matched the WWE champion that we have in Best of the Best, the Winged Eagle one.
Yeah.
So it kind of fit alongside that, and they were both out in the same era. But yeah, going on to the white strap Intercontinental belt.
I like white straps for men's titles. I know they kind of associate them with the women's now, but I think white straps look so good. Like, especially because I associate this belt with Cody Rhodes mainly because that's kind of when I started watching it. When it kind of came back. But for me, I'm looking at great. I think this one's
it's definitely a step above the current Intercontinental belt. And yeah, it's just another one of those kind of like simpler designs, which I'm a fan of. And like you said, the white strap brings it out. Kind of reminds me of like Ultimate Warrior stuff. I used to come out with different color straps damn near every week, it felt like. So yeah, it's just something different, fresh, so I like it.
Next up, we have the 2010s, 2000s IC belt. For me, for some reason, I always think of like Shelton Benjamin when I see this one. For me, I think it's also great. It looks very good. What do you think?
Yeah, I think like top of great, like next to the WWE Championship, the Winged Eagle one. Yeah, that's just my favorite Intercontinental belt. Maybe it's like a nostalgia thing for me. I don't know, but yeah, I like it.
Next up, we have the old school WWF Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. For me, I actually do like it. However, I think it's probably one of the worst ones out of the IC belts. So for me, but I'd still put it in good. I don't think it's mid. I think I'd put it towards good.
Yeah. Honestly, I do like that better than the current. Honestly. Yeah.
Next up, we have the United States current champion. For me, again, similar to the current IC one, I felt like, man, that's very ugly. I don't like that at all. But now, it's, again, kind of grew on me. I'm probably looking towards good here. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's better than the ones we have in great so far. And it's similar, in my opinion, on the level of the ones we have in good. So.
Yeah, yeah, I think good's fair for it. It seems to fit in that category a little bit.
Next up, we have the United States Championship. This one obviously lasted from like 2010 to 2000 and stuff like that. So for me, also just kind of when I think of this belt, I kind of put it with like Shelton Benjamin, MVP, Kofi Kingston, stuff like that. So again, this is kind of like another one I really like. For me, I'm looking towards the great again.
Yeah, it almost has to go great because it's better than the other one, but it's not best of the best. So yeah, I agree.
And next up, we have John Cena's. I think this also spun as well. Okay. For me, although it is, I'll put it in great. I think I was gonna put it in good at first, but I was like, I actually do like it more than the current one. So I would look towards a great.
I think it's like the same level as the current one. Okay. I actually like the current one better. I think the spinner it just didn't work for this one, in my opinion. Where it looks a lot better on the WWE Championship, that's for sure.
Yeah. Next up, we have the OG NXT belt. Obviously, Seth Rollins, Bo Dallas, Big E. So for me, I personally love this one. I love the Big X. It kind of reminds me of like a TNA style belt. I like to me, I just really like it. I'm looking at great or good. I think we kind of discussed this like before the video, and we were like, that's what you're a fan of it.
Yeah, definitely not a huge fan of it. It's giving Wade Barrett. I mean, it's not that I don't like it. I just don't like it as much as some of the others. I'd probably put it in mid myself, but if you want to say good, I wouldn't argue.
I'm putting it good. Next up, we have the current NXT World Champion. For me, I do like it. I do think it's better than the current one, or the old school one. But I don't know how much better I like it. I don't know if it's in that tier of great yet. I don't know.
Yeah, kind of a tough one. For me, it's between mid and good. Probably another good, I guess. Yeah.
Next up, we have the North American title. Now, for this one, I love this one. One of my favorite designs, honestly, of all time at this point, and I would put that in best of the best for me.
I would say great, but I'm not gonna argue about best of the best either. I like how they changed like the strap color.
It looks like a full leather strap. It looks like a real genuine leather.
Yeah.
It reminds me of an old school wrestling belt. Like, it looks nice. So I'm gonna take a little bit of control and I'm gonna put that one in best of the best.
Fair enough.
Next up, we have the very short-lived NXT Cruiserweight Champion. I actually do kind of like the silver and the bluish purple going on. Yeah, what about you?
Probably mid for me.
Go.
Yeah, I don't like them as much as the good tier.
Next up, we have the current NXT Tag Team Champions. For me, I do like this. I like the NXT going vertical. I kind of like that. It's different from the World Champion where it's more horizontal, and then this one, like I said, is vertical. So for me, I would put it either in good or mid. I'm leaning more towards good.
Yeah, I agree. I think good is fair. Probably one of the better ones in good, honestly.
Put it around here, you think?
Yeah.
Next up, we have the women's tag team belts. Obviously, this one's now gone because it got combined with the regular women's tag team belts. There's only one women's tag team belt in WWE currently. So, but for me, I think it's on the same level of the other one of the other NXT tag team belt. Of just, it's very solid. And I do like the white straps a little bit more.
Yeah, it's basically the exact same thing, minus the strap color and whatnot. And as we said before, we like the white strap, so yeah.
Now this one is arguably one of my favorites of all time, the NXT UK Men's Champion. I can tell you where it's going, best of the best for me. So.
For everyone at home, I'm not big NXT guy, so some of these, it's not my first time seeing it, but I'm kind of getting reused to it, I guess you could say, or just remembering it. I would say best of the best. I would say great, but I mean, it is pretty good. So I'm not gonna argue best of the best. This is fine.
I'm putting best of the best. Next up, I believe we have the NXT UK Tag Team Champions. I do like it a little bit, but it's kind of, I don't know. It's definitely different. But what do you think? I'm kind of torn between where I want to put it so far. I'm kind of.
Yeah, it seems like a little smaller, almost like the women's belt, sort of. Probably. Ugh, I don't know. The more I look at it, I don't like it more. It's like mid or ugly to me, honestly.
I don't think it's ugly. I can agree with mid. I'll say either good or mid, but I can agree with a mid.
Yeah, that's fine.
And next up, we have the NXT UK Women's Champion. Again, similar to the men's one. I love it. I love the big plate, and then I love the white strap along with it. So for me, I would put it in best of the best, but I can agree if you want to put it in great.
Yeah, I think great is fair. Right behind the Intercontinental, in my opinion, at least.
Next up, we have the current NXT Women's Champion. For me, I do like this one. Again, I like the white straps. I think they bring it. They make your plate, the middle plates, pop out a little bit more. So for me, I'm looking at good or great. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards good. I think the white belts do look good, but I do prefer it when there's more gold on the belt, on the white.
Fair enough. So we said good, right?
Yeah.
Next up, we have the OG Women's Championship. Now, this one is quite iconic. A lot of great winners: Trish Stratus, Mickie James, For me, I do like it, but I don't know if I put in great. I kind of want to put in good. I think it's.
I'm leaning more towards great myself. I kind of compare it to like the Intercontinental belt. It's my favorite women's division belt. Period. Like I said, it might be another nostalgia thing for me potentially. But yeah, I mean, there were just too many moments with that belt. Not that matters in this type of tier list. But yeah, it probably more so is a nostalgia thing. So I think I'd put it in best of the best myself, but great is fine.
Next up, we have the Divas Championship. Now, this one I think a lot of people are torn between. For me, I do like it because of how unique it is. I kind of like the big butterfly. And like the Divas at the time, I did like it, but obviously now I can understand why it's not very popular and people don't really like it. For me, I would put it in great. However, I can understand it good here.
Yeah, I think like top of good is fine. Shout out to Beth Phoenix for bringing this one out though.
And next up, we have the current Women's Championship. Now, this one, I do like it because they're like again, it's kind of like say the current World Heavyweight Champion on Raw. I think it has to go in the same tier, similar to that one. I think I do like it a bit more. However, I can understand if you want to put it somewhere else.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, same story goes. Strap color, gold, silver. Yeah.
Next up, we have the new Women's World Championship, now held by Io Sky. For me, I do like it. However, it's not very different from the old Women's Championship. It's kind of similar to Roman's new Undisputed, where it's just a big gold plate on a white strap now. I would put it probably towards good, maybe. Maybe great, but I'm probably leaning more towards good right now.
Yeah, for me, so it was kind of the opposite for the men's. The men's, I didn't like the red and blue, kind of like the, more traditional, just colored one. But for this, I kind of am the opposite. I kind of like the red better. Maybe it's the white strap again. Maybe it's something to do with that. Maybe it's like more silver on the belt. Maybe I'm not sure. But for this one, I'd probably agree and say good. And I think the red one I'd honestly put great.
Fair enough. And then we have the SmackDown Women's Championship. Obviously now this is kind of gone, replaced by the one we just did. I do like the blue on it. And I feel like it's really hard to differentiate the red and the blue one, just because, I mean, they're basically the same thing. However, just the main plate is it's a different color. So, for me, I'd also put it towards either great or good.
Yeah, I mean, almost has to go in great.
And then next up, we have the current NXT, or the regular Women's Tag Team Champions. I do like it. However, I'm probably going to lean towards a good or a mid here.
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards good or mid myself. Yeah, I just don't think it's that great.
Next up, we have the now retired Cruiserweight Champion. I do kind of like the top part where it's kind of like almost like a coin where it has like the ribbed side and stuff like that. I kind of do like that. What do you think though? Where would you rate this one?
I'm leaning more towards good.
Next up, we have the Hardcore Championship. Now, I think this one for Leopard is torn because obviously it is an ugly belt. However, it's very nice in its own way. Like, I like it. It looks like a hardcore belt. It looks like it's been damaged. It looks like it went through hell and back. For me, I would probably put it in great, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd put it in great as well. You gotta think it's the hardcore belt, and the type of people that are gonna hold this belt are, people that are gonna like leave it all in the ring and their bloodshed and anything. I mean, literally anything could happen in the hardcore title matches. So it just fits the belt, the meaning of the belt.
Next up, we have the 24/7 Championship. Now, obviously, that one's now retired as well. For me, I would put it in ugly. I don't too much like it. It's just very simple, but like it doesn't do enough for me to put it in like the mid or the good.
Yeah, I think if it just wasn't green, if they just changed the green to something, another color, maybe would have worked well. But yeah, the green just doesn't really work.
Next up, we have the $1 million belt. For me, I really like it. I think I love like the diamond encrusted dollar signs across. I like how it's like on the sides. It's not like a full like strap. It's kind of like they have holes in it, kind of like that. So for me, I would almost put it best of the best, but I can understand if you put it in gray as well.
No, I agree. I'd put it best in the best as well. That's one of my favorites. I mean, it once again, it's kind of like the hardcore thing. It fits the purpose of what it was. That was obviously Ted DiBiase's belt. He's the $1 million man, so he has a $1 million championship. So it kind of just fits the purpose of the belt.
Yeah. Next up, we have the European Championship. Now for this one, I don't know where I put it. I do like how it has like I think they have like the different flags on like the sides and stuff like that and across. But for me, I'd probably put it towards good or mid. I'm not like very high on it. However, I'm not like I don't mind it, you know.
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards mid myself. Not to mention, there's like barely no Europeans that even held that belt. It was like 3 or 4 of them. So, yeah.
And next up, I would believe we have the WWE Light Heavyweight Championship. Now, this one I don't know too much about. However, we're not judging about what the champion meant and what its history. We're just looking at what the design is. I don't like it at all, to be honest. This might be our first fight of the designer, but what do you think?
Yeah, Yeah, sure, let's go with it. I think if that's a fire design, 24/7 might have to go to. Because I like that more than 24/7.
And next up, we have the ECW Championship. Now, obviously, this is when WWE had kind of bought it out, and it became. This was when ECW was on like Sci-Fi, I'm pretty sure, and this was kind of more of a developmental. So, I personally don't like the silver on a World Championship. I think it should always be gold, because I mean, if you think of silver, you think of second place, stuff like that. I think gold should always be your first place, and I think for me, I would personally put it either in mid or ugly. I don't really like it at all.
I'm thinking. I think ugly's fair. I could see mid as well, but yeah, considering some of the ECW belts we have next, which are great belts, that one's definitely the worst.
And the next up, we have the OG, the main ECW World Champion. I do really like this one. I'm thinking towards great.
Almost leaning towards best of the best, honestly. Yeah, I'll just never forget McMahon putting that belt on. No, that's the first thing that goes to mind. Yeah, it's like wow, the all black tracky and all that. Like nah.
Next up, we have the ECW Tag Team Champions. Now, when we kind of put this list together and kind of getting the images and stuff like that for everything, I didn't know that I never like remembered ECW having a tag team belt. But when I seen this, I was like, wow, this is actually amazing. And just looking at it, I love it. It has like a chain link fence kind of on the sides. It has hardcore written on the sides as well. For me, I'm looking at great, to be honest. I love them. I love that design.
Yeah, I'd damn near put it in best of the best as well.
I was gonna be a little bit like more strict on it because I don't have too much knowledge of it. However, I do love the design on it.
Yeah, I even forgot myself that there was an ECW tag team belt, and then like, it's like I knew the belt was there, but I didn't remember what it looked like because obviously the Dudleys came from there. There's a lot of tag teams, a triple threat. Like there's quite a few tag teams. When Rob Van Dam, actually yeah, Rob. How did I not know Rob Van Dam and Sabu were the tag team champions? But yeah, I just love that belt.
Next up, we have, I believe this is the ECW TV title. I do like it. However, it's definitely not the best ECW title they have. I'm probably going to put it towards good, maybe mid, but what do you think?
Yeah, definitely not mid. I feel like it's better than everyone in mid. I think good's fair.
The next up, we have the now technically an AEW belt. However, we have the FTW Taz's belt. Now, technically, this isn't like a real WWE belt or an ECW belt. It's kind of just its own thing that Taz brought just so he can say he has a belt. I do kind of like it. However, at the same time, I don't like it. It's kind of like that ugly good looking belt. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks a lot better in the revamped version that AEW put out. I think ugly, honestly.
Okay.
I was gonna say mid, but I think the ones in mid are better.
Next up, we are in our tag team section where we have first up the Raw tag team belts. I personally do not like them. I don't like the, like I said, I don't like silver for world champions. I think they should always be gold. I'm probably looking towards ugly or mid. Yeah.
Yeah, I think mid for both Raw and SmackDown one. It's kind of just goes in that same category as the WWE belt, the Raw and SmackDown one. It just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. They just don't really look good. Maybe it's probably like you said, the silver probably.
Next up, we have the tag team belts before they went to the colored versions. This is just a straight gold on black strap. I do like this more. However, I don't know if I can put it in good. I think it still might be mid.
Yeah, I think it's mid because it's not a gold. It's like a bronzish color. It's like looks like a big penny on it almost. I'd almost put it in ugly, honestly. Just because now that I said it, it literally looks like a big penny on it or something.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it in mid for now because I do like it. However, I can see what you mean by like just the I don't yeah. But moving on to a better looking championship, we have the tag team world. I think this is the World Tag Team Championship. I do really like these. They remind me of the Undisputed Championship, the WWE Undisputed Championship. I'm pretty sure we actually had these as kids too. I'm pretty sure we had one of these.
And also, I could be wrong here, but that might be the Undisputed Tag Team. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. It might be the Undisputed though.
It probably was.
It's been quite a while since those belts were around, so give us some slack with that. But yeah, we definitely had these as kids. Potentially still have it. Looking for the other tag team belts. Where are they?
This is our first tag team belts besides the one we just did.
All right.
The new school ones.
So it's better than those for sure.
Yeah. Me personally, I'll put it in great. Because I think it is levels above this one, and I can understand. You know what? Like I said, it reminds me a lot of the regular WWE Undisputed Champion, so that's why I kind of put it in great. But yeah, that's.
Because I'm trying to pick one to bring up to best of the best. That's what I'm kind of thinking about a little more. Like I'm trying to think which one I like the best out of all the tag team belts, and honestly, it might be that one. So if we were to put one in best of the best, for me it'd be that one. But if not best of the best, great is fine.
Yeah, I'm putting great. And next up we have another. I think this is also the World Tag Team Champions. I don't remember the names. They kind of.
Yeah, that's why I think that one might have been Undisputed, and that one's the World. I could be wrong, like I said. But yeah.
I do like these. When I do think of these belts, I do think of like the Hooligans and like the hard to think also. Charlie Haas and Sean Benjamin had these as well.
Yep.
I do really like these. I like this one and the one next. I do like these better than the Undisputed ones, like, to be honest.
You like it better?
I personally, yeah.
Yeah, I like the Undisputed ones better. So I guess we just put them in the same tier to even that out.
And then next up, again, kind of sort of said it, but I think I do like that as well. Then next up, we have our last three. We went on to WCW. We have the WCW World Tag Team Champions. For me, I do like these. I do like the man holding up the globe and stuff like that. I almost would put it in great again. I do like it about the same as these. However, I can understand you could put it in good, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's good for me. Probably like middle of the pack good.
I'd probably put it around here. And next up, I think this one is an obvious one. The big gold, the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah, this is best of the best for me.
Yeah, for sure.
And then next up, our last one of the video, we have the WCW United States Champion. For me, I don't mind it. I do like I'm pretty sure that's an eagle with the United States outline, the American flag colors. I do kind of like it. So for me, I'd probably put it in good as well. I do kind of like it.
Leaning a little more towards mid myself. I think the ones in good are just that much better than it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now to figure out what is the definitive best championship. Is the WWE spinner belt the best, or is it better than the Winged Eagle one?
I'll just tell you right now, my favorite is the Winged Eagle.
So we'll put our best are the top favorites one at the top. You have that one. I'm gonna put the NXT UK. I love this belt so much.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I do really like it.
That and probably the next one sorry to the spinner, but it might be the ECW tag team belts. Honestly,
yeah, I do. When I first seen it, I was like, wow, that actually looks really good.
Yeah.
Let's just do the top row in order. Which do you think is a W spinner better than North American?
Yeah.
Is it better than the $1 Million?
Yeah, but the $1 Million is better than the North American. I think it's like heavyweight above $1 Million, and then I think the list is fine like that.
Yeah, actually, I think I'll change the spinner in the world heavyweight around. I think that's the only one I'll change right now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was gonna say that, but I knew you loved that, so I thought you would have been reversed. So, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, there you have it.
One more though.
Oh.
One more we forgot. The Rated R Superstar belt. Where would you put that?
I do like. I'm pretty sure how like the R was like red and stuff like that. I think it had a little bit of black on it as well. I would honestly put it in best of the best with the regular spinner belt. I do like it a lot.
Yeah, that's why I asked, because I would put it between the World Heavyweight and the spinner belt, because I like that just a little bit more. Even though it's like a specific to one person, and even Edge himself hated it.
Yeah.
He didn't want that belt whatsoever. But I loved it myself, so yeah.
But there you have it. That is our WWE, NXT, ECW, WCW championship design tier list. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let us know your favorite design of belts, whether it be AEW, New Japan, whatever. And hey, you might do another one that's just companies not associated with WWE. Maybe I'll do an AEW, New Japan, and stuff like that. Sure. If you made it this far, make sure to like and subscribe. And see you guys in the next video.